So today is a day you can consciously choose what is going on in my you can consciously choose to make today an amazing day, or you can choose to make today not so amazing. Right now, I'm going to be doing a reading for Blu-rays. I'm doing a reading for Blu-rays. Blu-rays a lot of shifting today. Okay. A lot of really, really crazy, crazy events are coming up. And it's really just one of those things. Are you going to let these events just happen to you? Or, or are you going to be harnessing this energy? That is up to you. If you choose to harness this energy, you can really shift the absolute crap out of your life. You can. You can shift it into a place of higher levels of power, personal power over your life, higher levels of manifestation, higher levels of comfort, self acceptance, all of that. You have to consciously choose to do this, though. No one's going to do this for you. No one has the ability to do this for you. So I'm just getting the cards ready. 3, 5. Just getting these cards ready. A lot of the problem that we face as people who have elevated 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. A lot of the things that we face when we have elevated abilities has to do with other people being uncomfortable with how amazing our life is. That has nothing to do with you. Let them be uncomfortable. Like, flat out, I will just say it as it is. Let them be uncomfortable. Why do you value the preference of someone who prefers your discomfort and struggle? I'm sorry. I'm a people pleaser, but I'm not going to be pleasing that demand. You can kindly get the fuck out of here. If people think that you are obligated to choose circumstance that causes you to struggle, causes you to have less than so they don't feel like you have more than, well, fuck them. They can just go mind their own fucking business. Why are they all up in your business? It's not your fault, and you have no control over them being overly concerned with what you're doing. I've had so many people do this to me. It's like, what the fuck do you care if I'm working? What the fuck do you care what I do with the money I earn? Like, I had so many different random ass people. Like, I used to do auctions online on YouTube and on Facebook. And I literally had someone, it got back to me. Someone was calculating how much I was earning every single live stream that I would charge for services, that I would sell tangible goods. They were calculating all of this, like literally sitting there during the entire live stream. And if y'all think my live streams are long right now, I used to be live for like 5, 6 hours straight. No breaks, no nothing. Literally spending 5, 6 hours of their life writing down exactly what people are buying. Why? Why are you so concerned with the work that I'm doing and how much I'm earning? I don't know. So you could use that as proof of something? So that you could use that as proof of something? And the thing was, a lot of the money that I earned, what is going on with my hair? A lot of the money that I earned was being used to help other people quietly, though. Quietly. Um I wasn't having live streams where I'm telling you how much I've given this family, how much I've given that family. So then if no one really knows what I'm doing with what I earn, and I don't have to give it to anyone if I don't want to. Okay? Cuz I earned that. If I'm not showing people what I'm doing with the money, then they don't really know what I'm doing with the money, right? So what does their opinion matter? You know, it doesn't. It doesn't. These are people who want to see me struggle because they want me to struggle like they are. Well, the fact of the matter is this: when you create opportunity for yourself, not by harming other people, using other people, stepping on other people, but by creating it, you can have just as much opportunity as I do. I create my opportunities. You know, I with the exception of my brother, I really don't accept donations. With the exception of what my brother needs, I really don't accept donations. Why is that? I have a very strong need to earn what I have. And because I earn a living wage, no one else gets to tell me shit about my living wage. If you earn the respect of your environment, no one else gets to tell you that you should be okay being disrespected because they're being disrespected. That's just stupidity. Like, no. We can even take it so far as to like, if you have a friend in a domestic violence type of relationship, it's a violent relationship, physically, verbally, all sorts of different abuses. And you're in a very healthy relationship. That would be the equivalent of your friend being pissed at you because your partner does not beat you. Um, yeah, no, I don't wanna join you there. Like, no. No. No, no, that's not in me. That's not in me. I don't have it in me to allow someone to do that to me. And not to say anything about anyone who's in that type of situation. My heart goes out to people that are in that type of struggle, but I'm not gonna fucking join you there. Are you kidding me? Mm-mm, no, I'm not joining you there because you've chosen to remain there. You expect me to join you there? No. So all of the situations are going to begin ramping up, really, really ramping up. What do you need to do? You need to allow yourself to create opportunities with that energy. Okay. If everything is going to be amplifying, that means your positive circumstance can be just as easily and readily accessible as the negative ones. You just have to choose to. Okay. One, two, three. What are you choosing to do with this energy? Let's see. Oh, that's an answer for that question. Ego, the illusion of being trapped, placing too much importance on material items, getting caught up in fear and worry. Are you afraid or worried about succeeding? Are you afraid or worried about what? How other people see you? Are you going to base your life choices on how others might be seeing you? Because if you are, I promise you, no matter how good of a person you are, 99% at 918, there will be at least a handful of people who will have no appreciation for you. At least. At least. When I first was publicly visible, um, I was so ridiculously nice to everyone. To everyone. I was just trying so hard to be as sweet as possible to everybody because I felt I had to apologize for the fact that my difference is a very tangible thing. You can feel my difference. And as much as I did for other people, because that's what I'm known for, like bailing people out of their life circumstance. Um, I still had so many people attack me. Why? Why? Nothing because of me. They have their own circumstance that they're going through and they're projecting it onto me. That's none of my concern. It just really isn't. I had so many people like, oh my God, Emmy, they're saying this, they're saying that. You need to defend yourself and validate their lies. If it's not the truth, I don't care. Well, people are going to believe it. Well, those are people who wanted an excuse to not like me. Let them. Let them have that. Let them have that so they can be gone. There's never going to be a shortage of people who are going to need your help. And I think that knowing, um, that's what really, really protected me. This lack of desire or need to hold on to things and people because I'm afraid to be alone. I'm afraid to be shunned. I've been that my whole life. That's home to me. What are you talking about? I'm not afraid of that. So earlier, 99% at 918, going back to what I was talking about at that point, that is highly supported by the highest levels of divinity. I don't remember what I was saying, but that's what that number means. 99% at 918. 999. 1 plus 8 is 9. 9999, which then becomes 1818, which then becomes 99, which then becomes 18, which then becomes 9. So it's divinity in all its different forms. You're being asked to let go of this fear of how other people will receive you, how other people will choose to see you, your actions, and your truth. You cannot control that. To attempt to control that, other people's perception of you as an individual, is to manipulate them emotionally. I recognized for the first maybe 2, 3 years of me being publicly visible, all the way up until I switched over to YouTube, I was so concerned that the important ones, which really was everyone. Yeah, everyone's important to me. Um, that the important ones would misunderstand me, that they would see me as something that I'm not. Uh, the important ones are the ones that choose to try and understand me no matter what I go through. I could be in a bad mood and just being real crappy on a live stream, and they still try and understand. They're not quick to be like, ooh, I don't like her energy today. Well, be God then. It's fine. You know, part of my trauma responses in life is, you want to leave? Go ahead. I'm not going to change you. I'm not going to chase you. I'm not going to try and change your mind. You don't want to be here? Go. I'm not going to put any effort into that. Everyone leaves at some point, anyways, right? So why don't I just focus on me and my growth instead? Focus on you and your growth. Okay, I have a lot of trauma responses for life. A lot, a lot. But the fact of the matter is this: although I have a lot of trauma responses, I do still put a ton of effort into my self empowerment. I hold myself accountable for all of the things that I co-create. I also I also create a lot of opportunity for myself to grow, to further open my eyes and gain clarity with my life circumstance, with the world circumstance, with everything. How are you going to choose to experience this period? Looking back at 2020, what are some of the things you wish you would have done? But you were paralyzed by fear. You were paralyzed by this. You were paralyzed by that. Yo, I fucking moved cross country in the middle of a pandemic. And no fucking joke. Yeah, everyone was shut down. I'm like, oh, let's go ahead and get that U-Haul before they shut down too. Yeah, that area did not feel right to me, so I left. I left just like that. Now, not everyone has the ability to move, to relocate just like that, but you do have the ability to leave a situationship, a friendship, all of those social ships. You can leave it just like that. Am I encouraging you to leave it just like that? I'm saying if you don't feel safe, if you don't feel seen or heard, if you're feeling used, maybe it's time to leave that and stop being so afraid of being alone. Because all of that energy you're putting into whatever that situation is, that's energy you could have been using to benefit your circumstance, not to use other people, but to use that energy to grow yourself, to empower yourself, to manifest the types of changes that's necessary for you to feel more balanced and anchored into your life. All of these things that exist within society right now are trying to encourage you to maintain your trauma responses to life. Why do you think I hate to play by the rules? Because all of the rules I've recognized serve to keep me enslaved to my own toxicity, where I'm going to put everyone else's needs before my own. Why? Why should I do that? There will be people that you are called to. Your heart tells you, like, you don't have it in you to help, but you're going to help anyways. They need something, you're going to give anyways. You could have used that for this or that. No, you're going to give anyways. Those things, yes, give. But everything else where you're just giving just to kind of, you know, feel like you're a good person, why don't you actually do the work to become a good person? First, a good person to yourself. You have to be first a good person to yourself before you can be a good person to other people. Because if you can't be a good person to yourself and you're simply using all your energy to be a good person to other people, what is that? Martyrdom. What is martyrdom? Emotional manipulation. Do you want to live as a manipulator? Because I did that for most of my life. The only benefit that I ever received from helping other people is to convince them that I'm a good person. Because deep down inside, I wasn't sure if I was. And then I came to the realization um, those who are truly good people are always so worried about being seen, being perceived, received as a good person. Bad people don't care how you see them. They don't care if you think they're bad. As long as they've gotten what they want, they really don't care. They don't care. Yeah, I still care how other people receive me, but I'm not making it my priority. It hasn't been my priority for a very long time, where it's like, okay, I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be a good person. That's not enough for you. Go somewhere else then. Go ask someone else. Expect things from someone else. I have limits at this point. I have boundaries. I have limits. I protect myself. I protect my energy. I'm not here to be consumed. I'm here to be experienced and witnessed. When I say experience me, I say share space with me, experience my thought processes, experience what I choose to share. Not what I feel obligated to share, but what I choose to share. Huge differences. Begin employing some of these differences, integrating these differences into your life, and see how your life changes. I want people to see me as a good person. Well, first, do I see myself as a good person? Or do I consistently overgive? That's also a trauma response. I don't know if you guys know that. Much of me and my life are nothing but a string of trauma responses. Overgiving, becoming closed off, overly exposed, um, just a whole bunch of different trauma responses. My life is a string of trauma responses. But here's the thing, the work that I'm doing is not to save the world. The work that I'm doing is to save my inner world, my inner universe. It's so important to me now. I have to really, really salvage all of these parts of me that I took a hammer to. Not someone else didn't destroy these parts. I took a hammer to these parts. Why? Because I couldn't give myself permission to love myself. That's for everyone else. It's not for me, it's for everyone else. And if I try and love myself, then I'm selfish. I'm a narcissist. I'm all of these ugly things. Why? Because of ego. This illusion that you're here for everyone but you. Now, I'm pretty sure you're here for you. You and only you. You're here for you and your experiences, and your gift to the world is to allow them to witness what you experience as you grow. Card number 5, unity. Do the right thing for the right reason. Compare traditional versus new approaches to see which works for you. A spiritually minded community. You want to be part of the change the world needs? You want to be part of that change? then you have to stop participating in the very bullshit teachings that keeps the world enslaved. If you continue to play by the rules, you are supporting the very rules that serve as the legs of the oppressive monster that we are here to subdue. Am I telling you break all the rules just for the sake of breaking the rules? No, I'm telling you to live your life in your most authentic state. Fuck those rules. If they break because you're being authentic, oh fucking well. Oh well. Yesterday, my brother and I, we were texting. My other brother, not my brother that's sick. Not my brother that's in the process of healing. Oh, I like that. Michael said you worded that wrong. Okay. Not my brother who's in the process of healing. My other brother in SoCal. We were texting back and forth. And he was talking about, it's just out of nowhere. Hey, you're not too old. You're not too old yet to become part of the medical field. You'd be really good at that. I can't play by their rules. That was my response. I don't like their rules. I'd never abide by it. Yeah, you're limited as to what you could do. And then I told him, yeah, I think I'm already serving my purpose, because he reiterated, you'd be really good at that. Yeah, no, I'm really good at my medical stuff that I use for my intuitive work. I am. I'm really good for my medical stuff that I use for my intuitive work. That's what I needed it for. I needed that medical inclination to do the work that I do, not to continue to participate in the medical field that I so detest. I don't like their rules and regulations. I don't like what they do to people. They are not health care. They are sickness abatement. They are sickness peddlers. I don't like that. If I was going to go into the medical field, I would have to completely dismantle it, which would mean the loss of my license, which would mean I'm not part of the medical field. So might as well be honest with myself. Two of Winter, indecision is holding you back. Ooh, see how that worked out? That little sharing of me and my process, because I had so much indecision. I have been groomed my entire life to be a surgeon, at least just a nurse. I don't want to be a surgeon or a nurse. Fuck those rules. Because as a nurse, I'd be like, fuck you, doctor. You're not supporting the patient properly. Reality of it is, the nurses are the advocates of the patients, and oftentimes they will go to war for their patient. I don't want to have to go to war and then risk my livelihood. I'm done with that. I'm done with that. So that indecision, it was done away with. And then because it was done away with, my path to where I'm at right now was solidified. It was solidified. So indecision is holding you back. Make the choice that's best for you rather than trying to please others, feeling trapped between the intellectual and the emotional. Well, here's the thing, when you are fulfilling whatever your purpose is, when your purpose and your perception are aligned, you don't have to feel trapped between the intellectual and the emotional. The work that I do is intellectually, I'm just trying to get my baby hairs out of my face. The work that I do is intellectually satisfying, like, oh, what? It's also very emotionally satisfying for me. Do you know how good it feels to be able to assist someone with something that maybe other medical professionals can't assist them with? That's fucking so, like, satisfying, like, "Oh my god, you were so stressed out for how many years not knowing what's wrong with you, and I was able to see it, tell you, have you, talk to your doctor, and now they're working on you. They're actually working to resolve the issue at hand. You're no longer struggling through the things you were struggling through because guess what? You know what to do now." Oh my god, that is so empowering. It feels so good. It feels so good. Emmy, why do you do the work that you do? Is it because you feel powerful? No, it's because I feel needed. That's a part of me. I need to feel needed. And because I'm helping in the way others cannot, I feel needed. So that basic desire of mine is being met by helping other people, not manipulating other people into seeing me in a way that I'm not, but actually freeing myself to be seen in the way I truly am. I am different in that way. I am different, and because I'm different, I can affect types of change that can't be done by other people. And so now it's this situation where I can celebrate myself. I can celebrate my differences. I can still get that hit of feel good. And no one's being used here. It's a mutually beneficial thing. Well, if it's mutually beneficial, how come you're charging people? Because I have to earn a living wage, because I'm using my time. I need to be compensated for my time. I need to be compensated for the risks that I take on your behalf. Oh, well, Emmy, how come you charge so much for your extractions and this person's only doing it for 20 bucks? Well, then go to that person. It's okay with me. Go to that person. I don't mind. I've been long done for many years with that savior complex. I don't need to save anyone. I don't need to hoard people because they're my customers. Like, no. Yes, I provide a service, but I'm here open to exchange my time and energy with the people who feel drawn to it. Not the people that I convince, not the people that I obligate to stick around. How does this apply to your daily life? Are you hoarding bodies? Because the larger the count of people that you've managed to keep behind you, the more valid you are in some way. I think my personal validity comes from my ability to be able to be exposed to other people. Um, because I'm the opposite. I really don't crave that kind of attention. I just don't. Yeah, I don't. I actually prefer solitude. So my success, my version of success comes from being able to be publicly seen and being okay with that. Not having a meltdown, not having some sort of panic attack. Um, yeah, just being able to allow others to witness me as I am and not taking ownership of them. Like, I really don't need you to stay in order for me to validate myself. Like, it honors me that you share space with me. Um, but do I need you to stay and pledge your allegiance to me? No, you're a free fucking soul. Are you kidding me? No. Why would you need to pledge your allegiance to me? That's fucking crazy to me. That's crazy. So now you're left with allowing yourself to love yourself, trusting yourself, knowing that your process is supported by creation, knowing that you're manifesting the very things, circumstance, whatever it is that you need to be able to develop these two things. You have to allow yourself to listen for truth. Are you listening to your soul's instruction or are you disregarding it? Excuse me. Are you disregarding that instruction because your environment doesn't give you permission? What is it? What is the disregard about? Does it come from a place of fear? Does it come from a place of control? You need to control. Newsflash. I have control issues and I realize that need to control comes from a place of fear. Why do I have to control my environment? Why was I developing a pretty pronounced situation of OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder? Why was I so fixated on everything being sterilized throughout the entire day? My kids couldn't even be kids. They can only play from one bin at a time before you take out another bin or an item from another bin. You have to put everything back into the original bin, and all their bins are organized by type of toy. What the fuck? Literally, what the fuck? Well, I had severe control issues because I was so afraid. You know why all their toys had to be put away? I was afraid that if there was some sort of emergency and the lights got cut off, the lights were turned off, how can we safely navigate through the house to evacuate? First off, calm the fuck down, girlfriend. Calm the fuck down. Yeah, and I had flashlights throughout the entire house. Craziness. Why do I have to sanitize everything? Because I kept getting a blip about a very infectious disease coming. That was in early 2000s. I'm over that. I'm over that. You have to allow yourself to just be who you are, knowing that whatever the circumstance you're provided for, it is okay. You might not have a stash of food, but when it's time to eat, there will be food found. There will be food that magically appears in some way, shape, or form. Whether that's someone inviting you to dinner, whether that's you finding $20 to get some ingredients for a meal, whatever it is, food will arrive. Your need will be taken care of. It might not be in the way that you prefer, but it will be in a way that you're able to receive. And as I began working on those things, my need to control my environment disappeared. It disappeared. My children are a lot healthier for that. They're a lot healthier. My environment is healthier. Why is my environment healthier? Because I chose to look myself in the eyes and explain to myself, you are fucking up everything by continuing to live in a state of fear. You cannot control every single outcome. No matter what you see coming, if you are meant to change it, you will. So why are you worried? If you're not meant to change it, you're being given advance notice. So why are you worried? Why? Oh, that's right. I don't have a reason to worry. If you're consistently guided by your intuition, why do you worry? Why do you need to have, all of these contingency plans for contingency plans? I'm the kind of person that used to have lists about my lists. No joke. No joke. Nothing but truth. List to organize my lists and sticky notes on my lists, in addition to lists on my phone. These are written lists. Insanity, right? Yeah, it was. All that energy I put into all of that, trying to control my environment, it's now being utilized to create opportunity for myself so I can continue to feel more and more peaceful, more and more provided for. After a certain point, your soul has provided you enough tangible experience that you just know whenever I need, whatever it is I need will arrive. No more, no less. Whatever I need, that's the very thing that will arrive. The funniest thing to that, the balance of it, I didn't realize in the insanity of being in California last winter, uh, I totally just disregarded the very real need to send out a check for my taxes. Was so caught up in all this other stuff. Well, I had my mail forwarded and I saw that the government was like, "We're about to seize everything." Oh, wait, oh shit, I didn't pay it. I was like, "Oh my fucking god. All of this while I'm trying to move. How am I gonna do all of this?" Oh, well, I went ahead as I was about to cry, and I went through all the other envelopes, and I saw that I had gotten a check from the government too. I was like, "These bitches, why didn't you just withhold it? Stop threatening me. You're taking this money back anyways." So, yeah, I mean, I still had to add a little bit to it, but yeah, I was able to get a good amount, just the amount that I needed, that I would have been short to pay the taxes. And granted, it came from the government as well. I was just like, "Y'all are motherfuckers. Why give me money if you're taking it back?" To give you a sense of they're giving you something. That's why. You know not to trust them, girlfriend. Okay, I don't. That's right. Well, here, let's just play the game. Cash the check to write the check. There you go. Cash the check to write the check. But the matter is still a very clear indication. Worry for me is unnecessary. It is unnecessary. What is needed, not wanted, but needed, is what will arrive. I would have loved to have that whole fucking amount covered. I really wanted the whole amount covered, plus a little bit more so I can move for free. But it wasn't. And that's okay. The amount I would have been short covered it. Perfect. So, card number 6, shock of the new. The newness comes from the sunflowers that enter into your life. Right now, you might feel like a barren field, growing nothing, useless, eyesore, whatever you want to see it as. The fact of the matter is, those seeds were already planted. It just takes some water and sunlight for the sunflowers to grow. Mhm. So if you feel like all you've been doing lately is crying, you're watering those seeds. All you need now is to stand in the light of your truth, and the sunflowers will grow. Who are the sunflowers? What are the sunflowers? The sunflowers are the very people who you can face and experience light from in times of darkness. These are the ones that comfort you just by existing. They don't have to do anything extraordinary. They don't have to like go out of their way. Just their presence in your journey, knowing they're there, knowing that if you needed to talk, if you needed to reach out, whether they understood or not, they would listen, they would be present. And honestly, for someone like me who has so many different trauma responses, just knowing that it's not necessarily that I consistently go to other people when I'm having struggles, when I'm having a hard time processing my life. I usually don't, to be honest. I just kind of keep to myself. But just knowing that if I felt overwhelmed to the point where I felt crippled, I have this small group to lean on. That even if they don't understand, they'd be able to make me feel understood just by existing, just by existing, just by being present. So, card number 23, defend to the end the worthwhile. Two messages for this. Defend your field of sunflowers. Wow. Defend your field of sunflowers. There's going to be attempt to isolate you. Don't allow it. Defend your field of sunflowers, defend yourself. Um, Trust in your innocence. Trust in your ability to overcome situation just because you are not familiar with that type of situation. High heart chakra, ecstatic bliss. Allow yourself to activate the high heart. This is a chakra that, when activated, allows you the ability to communicate freely your needs, express your emotions, have more compassion for other people. Card number 25, freedom. Dragonflies represent transmutation, transformation. Allow yourself to transmute the negative into a positive and allow that positive to transform you in the way you see your world, the way you interact with your world. It's time for us to consciously choose how we will use this energy. If you do not consciously choose how you use the energy, something outside of you will choose how to harness it. And it's probably not going to be in your benefit or to your benefit, for your benefit. They don't care. Much of the world doesn't. Let's be honest. Much of the world doesn't care. That's why we're at where we're at. Much of the world does not care until it inconveniences them or directly affects them. So I used to have this panic and anxiety whenever I find out a child has gone missing. Why is no one in the store stopping everything they're doing to look for this child? Like, what the fuck? A child is missing. We have to find this child. Nobody cares. Not until it's your child. Nobody cares. How many of us have shared information to locate a stranger's missing child? Nobody cares. How many of us have tried to be tested for your bone marrow or organs so that you can donate if someone needs? Nobody cares. There's enough of us, though, that do care. It's this sense that nobody cares, but there are those who care. Our numbers are small, but we're growing. The more we care for complete strangers, the more complete strangers are inspired to care for other strangers. That's how we change the world, by existing in our most authentic truth. As BlueRays, we have this intense desire to help other people. We have an intense need to validate someone else's existence, to protect, to defend. So then do it. Not for your glory, but because that's what your heart tells you need to do. It's one of those things. It's one of those things. I mean, you're such a good person because you do this, this, and this. No, that's not being a good person. I mean, maybe for you, but for me, that's just honoring my truth. I needed to do that. I gained something from that. It's not that I'm just a martyr and I just give, give, give. No, it feels good to me. I'm gaining something from that. I'm having my own little selfish moment. I don't need to share that with the world. I helped you as an empath. I feel everything you feel. So when you hurt, it hurts me. When I help you and you feel good and you feel loved, I feel that too. That is my driving desire. I want to feel that. I want to feel that from you. And so I'm going to help you. This is something I recognize after how many years of doing this. I did not know I was doing this as I was doing it. And then one day, when someone hurt me really bad, I wanted to know, why do I keep doing this for other people? Nobody cares like I care. Well, girl, you're not a martyr. You're offering. First off, you're offering. Why are you offering? And I had to sit with this question for so long before I could understand. Oh, that's right. Because you're benefiting just as much as them. It feels good to feel that in a world devoid of positive emotion and experience. It feels so fucking good. It feels good. Feels so good. So I'm gaining from that as well. Why do I never really ask anyone to pay me back if I give them, even if it's large amounts of cash? Well, because there's already been an exchange. In exchange for that currency, I experience what you experience. And I feel like it was worth it. That's already done with. It's already done with. Um, I don't think I have super chat open. I don't. I'm sorry. I'm working through something. Um, I've had recently quite a few experiences uh, that have triggered my own personal thing. It's very difficult for me to allow other people to give me money or gifts because mm, it's just hard. I know a lot of people that share space with me and give, just give out of the goodness of their heart. But I'm starting another cycle where people who give, some people who give have intentions with that giving. And so instead of just disappearing like I want to, that compromise is to just shut off the super chat for a little bit because I need to find the courage within me to still be able to receive without feeling like I'm gonna have to go to war afterwards. It's like I share a lot of concepts with you guys to empower. And people often forget that I'm sharing these concepts because there's still things I'm working through. I'm still working through a lot of these things myself. Um, and it's just very hard for me to reconcile. It's very, very hard for me to reconcile that when people give and then they expect way more than what I'm actually comfortable with, that it's not me being a shady person and being greedy and all these things that other people will accuse me of. Um, it's their issue. It's their issue, not mine. So, yeah, it's just one of those things. We have to work through the things we have to work through. And we have to be honest with ourselves. What exactly is it that we're working through? Are we working through things that can serve to free us from our own limitations? Like eventually life will force us into certain types of circumstance that will present us an opportunity to really overcome and transcend the huge blockages that we use to prevent us from going through the lessons, going through the motions to learn the lessons. Usually, when someone does that type of thing to me, just give you back your money. I really don't care. Except the money wasn't given to me, it was given to my brother. And then there was a statement of, obviously, you need it more than me, which actually I do. I do. So, no, you can't have it back. That was for a donation. It was not payment for me or my soul. No refund. If you thought you could give to my brother as an attempt to force me and shackle me, no, no, no. And it stays with him. He holds that. I'm not going to take that away from him because you're a wicked fucking person. No. So now it trickles over to the rest of my life where it's like, you know, the other day my husband removed someone from the chat because they were being very disrespectful to me. Um, and for a moment there, I felt like, whoa, but this person is just so publicly supportive. It's not large amounts, but they consistently give on super chat. And it's like, why though? To promote their business? I don't know. Why? I don't know. The fact is, things play out the way they play out, and all I can do is just mitigate the fallout within me. Within me. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. You guys have to own your journey. You have to, last two cards, the unlimited self, crown chakra, and the aether, seamless, unspeakable. We come from both. We have both. And it's time for us to tap into both. Okay. You just have to tap into it. You have to allow yourself to really be present in it. I got to go, you guys. My session is starting right now. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. Bye, guys.